Earlier, since morning, the BJP leaders themselves were saying that perhaps Mr. Khattar will be or likely to be fielded from Karnal Lok Sabha seat because his assembly constituency falls in Karnal Lok Sabha seat. But after he has submitted his resignation, his and his cabinet's resignation to the governor here, right behind me in the Raj Bhavan, now what we are picking up is that in the CLP meeting, which will happen in a couple of minutes from now, perhaps they'll choose Mr. Khattar yet again as the CLP leader. And the two observers, Mr. Arjun Munda, Mr. Tarun Chugh, will have already arrived in Chandigarh, and that is exactly why the Chief Minister and now the ex-Chief Minister and the ex-Health Minister, Mr. Anil Vij and Mr. Khattar, have rushed towards their official residence to meet the observers, after which the CLP meeting will happen. Then they will choose the new leader. That new leader of the CLP will be the Chief Ministerial candidate or will be the Chief Minister, after which they will all come back again to the governor's residence here in Raj Bhavan, and then the oath taking ceremony or is taking claim to form the government with the numbers will be given to the governor, and then the official all the process will start or initiate. But what we're picking up is that earlier two names were in discussion, under discussion, the Karnal MP Sanjay Bhatia as well as Naib Saini, the state president. Now, what we are picking up is that perhaps Mr. Khattar will retain or will be retained as the new chief minister yet again, but two deputy chief ministers from two different communities will be adjusted in the new cabinet. JJP will not be part of this government, so obviously they will not be part of the new cabinet as well. And independent MLAs who have been supporting this government since 2019 will be accommodated in this new government. So this is the latest what we are picking up. Until and unless that CLP meeting happens, until and unless we get to know from the observers, because these two observers who have come from Delhi have also got couple of names with them. That name will be discussed with Mr. Khattar and other senior leaders of the BJP, and that is why a confusion, and it always happens with BJP. Since yesterday, Mr. Modi, the Prime Minister, was praising Mr. Khattar as his old friend, but nobody in Haryana knew that perhaps he wants his old friend to leave the seat of the seat of the Chief Minister and come back to Delhi or come to Delhi as Lok Sabha MP. His supporters were also claiming, people close to Mr. Khattar yesterday were claiming that perhaps Mr. Khattar will be fielded from the Karnal Lok Sabha seat. So we'll have to see that what developments happen in the next couple of hours from now. But in 1 hour or so, we will see a new face or a new government yet again for Haryana, months ahead of the pending Vidhan Sabha polls.
All right, and Ghazali, we'll come back to you in just a moment to also explain for the benefit of our viewers how the numbers stack up. The BJP there at 41, the Congress at 30 and the JJP at 10. That's roughly the breakup, with of course independents who've already pledged allegiance to the BJP. So the BJP there in a very comfortable position as far as the numbers are concerned. But we'll come to you for a deep dive. Aishwarya, over to you. There have been hectic developments in Delhi, haven't there been, with Dushyant Chautala meeting JP Nadda yesterday. Clearly nothing came of that meeting, otherwise we wouldn't be seeing the kind of split wide open between the JJP and the BJP today. He was supposed to be meeting with Amit Shah today, wasn't he? Is that meeting now shelved? Is it all officially over and done with?
Well, certainly that's the information that we are also gathering, because yesterday when Dushyant Chautala was in Delhi and he met JP Nadda, it all started with the seat sharing formula to come out as JJP was demanding 2 seats in Haryana. BJP was really not agreeing to JJP's demand. They were almost on the verge of completely a breakaway of this coalition, but now, it was told to us by the JJP sources that in fact a late night meeting was also done with Dushyant Chautala and one of the senior BJP leader. It was inconclusive in nature as well, and therefore the reason perhaps things went ahead in a very fast manner, and therefore the reason perhaps what we are witnessing is Manohar Lal Khattar giving resignation with his entire cabinet in Chandigarh. But in Delhi as well, there are developments which are happening as far as JJP is concerned. On one side, Dushyant Chautala has called all its MLAs to Delhi, but we have been told only 5 MLAs have come of JJP to Delhi. 5 of them had breakaway from the party and they have reached Chandigarh. In fact, they will be supporting the new government in Haryana very soon. So there is breakaway point of JJP as well. And soon Dushyant Chautala will be releasing his statement as the meeting is already underway at Chhatarpur
Yes, I
Farms,
think he's
where
expected to hold a
Dushyant
press
Chautala's
conference shortly.
residence
I
is.
think,
Now-
Aishwarya, he is expected to address the press shortly, or at least release a statement. Ghazali, very briefly, before we let you go, the numbers, how do the numbers stack up? And also very quickly, Ghazali, as someone who understands the finer nuances of this, what does this mean? Endgame for JJP, with now the JJP also split wide in the open after all this?
See, as far as the numbers are concerned, BJP was already comfortably placed because you need, in the 90-member house, you need 46 for majority. BJP already has 41 members and already it has the support of more than 6 independent MLAs. So they are way past the majority figure. And in the last 5 years, if you say since 2019, the Congress, the chief opposition party, has tried to move no confidence motion on 2 or 3 occasions, and on all these occasions, all those independent MLAs have supported the government. So this has perhaps given the Haryana government or the BJP government in Haryana to split its alliance, to break its alliance with JJP and go with the support of all the independent MLAs. Now, whether it means perhaps that the game is all over for JJP because they stayed in the government for the last 4.5 years, they supported the farm laws, they are still not supporting what the farmers are protesting for, while the party claims that it carries a very heavy legacy of Devi Lal, who is also perceived a leader of farmers or the downtrodden and poor section of the society. Now, with this entire arrangement that for the last 4.5 years, the BJP stood its ground with sort of extended its support to BJP. Dushyant's party was always with Mr. Manohar Lal Khattar despite all the disagreements. Now going to voters, right, months ahead of Lok Sabha polls, as well as the Vidhan Sabha polls, which will follow the Lok Sabha polls in the month of October and November, it will be a very big challenge because Congress is eyeing that opposition space, and Congress, as per the surveys and ground reports, suggests that Congress also has good chance of winning multiple seats, or they can better their performance as compared to the 2019 Vidhan Sabha polls. So in that sense, perhaps it's a big setback for Dushyant Chautala, because he was not expecting that just on the disagreement of 2 Lok Sabha seats,
Yes.
perhaps he will have to leave the alliance, or perhaps the BJP will boot them out of the alliance.
Yes.
And that is what we have seen, that he met JP Nadda yesterday. JP Nadda
Yes.
told him that perhaps things can't work out like this, we can't give you 2 seats. And now they're expecting to meet Mr. Amit Shah, who was the chief architect of this alliance back in 2019.